not be charged for this call. This call is from
Hoffman.
an inmate at Washington State Penitentiary. This call will be recorded and monitored. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. To decline this call, hang up. Thank you.
Well, good morning, Texas.
Good morning, Mr. Hoffman. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. It's good to hear you. I'm doing as well as can be expected under these viral circumstances.
Really is a crazy situation.
Yes, and it's snowing here right now.
Really?
Was
Wow.
trying to.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. Are you on the road or something?
Yeah, I'm out.
Difficulties?
I'm outside. I'm outside taking care of some chores that need to be taken care of, but I'm trying to work my way towards the inside of the house so we can get better audio.
All right. I just wondered if I needed to call you back or something. Would that be better?
No, it's good. This is a good time, but just for future calls, the evenings typically work better because I try to use the daylight hours to prepare for the apocalypse. You know. So.
Yes. We got to have the underground bunker set up just right.
Right. Well, I'm not going underground. I'm not going underground.
Okay. Well, we'll bring up your Piper Cub as Air Force One then.
There you go. What a crazy situation. Yeah, you know, they're arresting preachers for holding services. That really got my attention because there was a guy in Florida who gave a sermon, and you know, a lot of people attended, and I think the people have the right to go, and they arrested him and threw him in jail. And I just think we can gather at Walmart to buy toilet paper, but we can't gather at church. I mean, it's just it's really gone off the charts.
Well, they're trying to keep all the positive energy away from this that they possibly can. I'm still thinking that there is something going on, that there's been transport of nuclear fissionable materials out of Hanford to Oak Ridge, and it makes me wonder what the hell's going on, because and I remember there was a blurb on public broadcasting about 13 months ago, something like that, about a director of a nuclear facility in California that created energy that was able to take lead and put it in the pool where the fissionable material was inlaid, and 8 hours later pull forth about $300 worth of gold.
Wow.
Yeah. So they've been able to overcome this alchemy theory of changing lead to gold. And my problem is with it that Oak Ridge has a cyclotron that is able to shoot electrons or gamma rays or X-rays or any type of particle that they want to shoot at an object or materials or things like that. And they're moving this and going into production to try to stabilize their ideas of what the economy should be.
Yeah.
Something tells me, well, this is an old sleight of hand trick, and the news media is buying into it or been told to do it, whatever. Everything is focused on this pandemic, and this pandemic isn't anything more than the cold. People die every day, and I'm sorry to say it, but they're misusing this in a clandestine way to cover up something else. That's all I can see, because there's ones now that are supposed to have it, that are shown on TV and stuff, and they don't look any different than anybody else. There's something that I see with the Chinese ones that had gotten it and stuff, and they have reddening around the eyes and the corners of the nostrils and stuff and things like that, and they're showing illnesses like cold, but they're not going any farther than that. And the thing that bothers me is that in all of this pandemic now, we've only seen, today was the first day that I seen a body being carted onto a place to be able to send it out to be buried. That's
Yeah.
in the United States.
Yeah.
Where have they put all of these other bodies that they're claiming have died?
Right.
There's a couple of movies out. One of them is the War for the Planet of the Apes, where there's a viral pandemic like this that's killing off people, and the apes become smarter and are trying to take over because there's fewer humans. Then we have another one that's called The Purge, where people have one 24-hour period that they can go out and kill whoever they want to and not be convicted of it or have any problems with it. And what bothers me is we have all of these officers still out there with wearing armament and like that. And what if these people that they're claiming as deaths from the pandemic are not deaths from the pandemic, but from this purge? They're allowed to go out and kill people that might have something on them and get away with it. That's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah.
I could be paranoid, but I don't think so. Grandfather's taught me to see through the paranoia and not let it color what I see as truth and honest, valid things that are happening. So I don't know. I can't see it all yet, but this is a cover-up for something else. And I just talked with another guy in here that was saying that it's strange that this outbreak in China should happen immediately after the president's last talk with the president of China.
Right.
And they come to the United States, and immediately after that, the president has to be checked so that he's sure that he doesn't have the virus himself. That tells me that maybe he was packing the briefcase with the stuff that a CIA agent planted over there so that this thing could start.
Yeah.
Mr. Trump is known as kind of a vulture type for real estate, and this would create a situation where he could buy up land for a little bit of nothing in any country that he chose to, and all of these countries with the pandemic and stuff are going to have just like the stock market, everything's going to fall out from underneath it, and he can wave paper money at whoever is owning the property and get it for a little bit of nothing, 3 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the government.
I don't know. It bothers me. Anyway, I try to keep sending light to Mother Earth and all the people that are on it so that they can see through this and find their way without difficulty, without harm, without disease, and come to a point to where they can help their neighbor out 1,000-fold and not touch the amount of accumulation that they have, so that everyone has enough to be able to help their neighbor. That's what I envision. So I'm trying to put that forth worldwide as much as I can.
Yep. Just to share with you, there are a lot of people on social media that share your opinion that there's not as many deaths as being as reported. There's like people walking into hospitals, and the news is reporting that they're full, but when they take a video camera, it's completely empty. There's no lines of people getting tested. There's no lines of people with the flu symptoms. And not only that, but I think that this is a cover for something much bigger. They probably want to bring in a new world order, some sort of global financial reset. And I believe that at some point, they're really, really pushing hard a potential vaccine. We even have false preachers who are like wolves in sheep's clothing, and they're telling their large Christian congregations to get the vaccine once it comes out. And, it's all going to be
Yeah.
about proving you've got the shot and proving you've got, in order to travel or buy or sell. And the Bible talks about that. So I'm really not going to get this
And it's
vaccine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all under the conditioning. Do this because it's for your own good.
Right.
That's the conditioning that they want.
Right.
Everything points back to trying to get the population to hold their hand out to the government now. They're claiming that they've already passed a bill for $2 trillion to help the economy and help those that are not working and this and that and what. This is the way freedom is sold, bought and sold.
Yeah. No, you're right, and we're giving up. Yep. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're trying to push all of this on here. We have a president that during the impeachment hearings and stuff, he was telling lies on national TV up to 50 or more times a day while that was going on. And now, all of a sudden, after this pandemic strikes, he's an honorable man, and he hasn't told any lies or anything. And he's got a character up there that's supposed to be the administrator of this health and welfare stuff that looks like Dracula's grandfather. He looks like a bloodsucker of the first order.
Yeah.
I don't know. It bothers me a whole lot just to look at him on TV because you can see the lies oozing out of him as he's speaking.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
There's so many that are deceived, and they'll say things like, I applaud Trump for taking drastic action to save us, and I just want to puke. But I see this thing, we're giving up our liberties because of our fear, and it would have been better just to let society continue and to tell everybody to boost their immune system and to give the hospitals resources, but to shut everything down. It's kind of putting a fear on mankind that is absolutely destructive. And people are going to be clinging on to anything they can cling on to, and they're going to be clinging on to their favorite person. A lot of people think Bill Gates is the smartest man in the world, so they listen to what Bill Gates has to say, and he's a devil. He's promoting a vaccine with a digital ID marker to prove you have the vaccine. They're going to be clinging on to Trump because they don't have anything else to cling on to. They don't know the Father in heaven, and they don't know what he said in his Bible, and so they cling on to the government or to these men that they idolize, and it's going to be to their own destruction.
Yeah. Well, there's a line in the old movie Dune, where House Atreides is father and son are talking, and the instructor for the son is telling the son, fear is the mind killer.
Yeah.
Let your mind and your body pass through your fear, and when you pass through it, you turn and look back at your fear, and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
So you have to pass through it. You have to not give in to it, and that's what so many people are not doing right now. They're so in tune to letting the government deal with it because that's what they're supposed to do. But they've been lying to us for years. They've sold everything out, and there's not been anything more on these 2 or 3 senators that sold their stock on the Dow 2 weeks before this pandemic started and did the drop. Now, they're claiming that they didn't have any inside information, but if they knew what Mr. Trump the Chump was doing over in Russia or China, and then he calls Russia immediately after that, there's things going on and they're claiming, they didn't have any inside information. It was just a lucky draw. But why would these 3 particular senators that are on the Armed Forces Committee and stuff be able to do that?
Yeah,
that's what bothers me.
Yeah, I have no doubt that they're crooked, and they had foreknowledge, and they're trying to make a profit off of all of this, and the Bible talks about how evil these people are. Let me say this, for people that don't know Creator, that don't know the Father in heaven, there's no such thing as right or wrong, right? There's not like a right or wrong. There's only, and this is a very powerful thought, for them, there's no such thing as right or wrong. There is only the popular opinion. And they always go with whatever the popular opinion is, because they feel all the pressure from government to just whatever government says, that becomes popular opinion, and they will not go against it no matter what.
Well, that's conditioning.
Yeah.
And I was told by a very wise man, my adopted father, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and swims like a duck, it's most likely a duck.
Yeah.
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 It's most likely a duck.
But Patrick, don't you know that we have people dying all over the world, and this is a very serious thing, and we need Donald Trump to take drastic action to save us. You just don't quite understand how serious this is. So I'm being a little sarcastic there.
Well, the duck was, Walt Disney had a character named Donald Duck, and that's what I've been calling him all the time that he's been in the presidency, is Donald Duck the Chump, Dump the Chump Trump.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, hell has a nice deep hole in it for those ones that deceive all our friends and neighbors and loved ones that are honest and forthright and caring about their neighbor and caring about a living God that does exist, and it goes against everything that I feel and believe in to have him stand up there. The last 3 or 4 times that he's been up there now, he's changed his gesturings so that it says that he's practiced this speech that he's making 400 or 500 times before he's put it out there in the public and stuff. With his hand gestures, he's giving away what he's had to do in order to make this sound like it's real and it's heartfelt.
Yeah.
It bothers me a lot. And if you look at a person's eyes when they're saying something for the first time, and they're looking into their mind off to the left or to the right, you can tell whether or not they're telling the truth or not by the way and the timing involved in what they're thinking about saying in a good way. If it's not in a good way, they're looking directly forward. They're not looking up or looking into their mind to say what they truly feel is right. They're saying what they're told to say. So there's a difference there. And body doesn't lie. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I've learned about things like that, having learned the hard way about being able to read body language, and when body language is different than the spoken language, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, there's certainly a great deception going on, and people are going to be afraid because they don't know what the truth is, and it's just a bad situation.
Over all of this now, I want that your mother be healthful and your wife be healthful, and that you believe that all of you are going to make it through this. The power of belief is our way to survive this.
Yeah.
They've got us limited the last 2 days again now to only 50 in the yards before with this pandemic and stuff. And there has been nobody sick in this penitentiary.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
The only way sickness can come into this penitentiary is from the outside. And we have teachers that have gone outside, and now today they're wearing masks and stuff in here. That tells me they've been around somebody they think is sick in this, and they're afraid that either they might pass it on, or they're thinking underlyingly that we're sick in here.
Yeah.
And that I've seen nobody that's even close to that. We have
You have 30 seconds remaining.
or anything. Anyway, God bless you, brother.
Yeah.
And take care of you.
God bless you, Patrick. We will not give up our belief. Even if we die, we're going to believe even unto the
Yes.
death. Even unto the death, we continue to believe.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
God bless you, Patrick. It's
Bye-bye.
good to hear from you. Bye-bye.